Welcome back to a new video. So in this video we're going to be talking about league start and some of the kind of mindset things to think about, because I think there's a lot of content out there and it's definitely going to be coming this week where it's like, oh, you gotta rush to maps in 2 hours, and then you gotta get to Exarch and Eater by 4 hours, and then get your Mage Blood by 8 hours, and it's like, that's just a little spicy. So basically, I'm going to go with this with a bit more relaxed perspective, because that's the way I usually take league start. Like, I'll play a lot, but like I go at my own pace. I want to have fun, yeah. So that's where we're going to be approaching things. So next patch looks fantastic. Really pleased to see the different kind of shake-up, etc. League mechanic looks absolutely bonkers. The fact that you can get these passive trees and smash them together is going to be absolutely insane. There's going to be some nutty combos as the league goes on. But starting out, though, we don't really know. In terms of like what we're going to be getting, right? We've been teased with a couple things, but we basically have to, make do what we can until we actually start seeing these trees pop up. And so, for now, what's the plans? Well, the plans for me at least is that I'm not going to have probably any other videos till league start, although I'll be updating some builds and stuff as the leagues go along and post more content, because then we'll actually be playing the league and interacting with it. And later on in the video, I'll talk about some really league currency stuff, or just more Atlas stuff in general. But I think my plan is to play a Jug, and I think it's going to be Bone Shatter Jug, going back to something I played previously before. The last time I played it, it was back in, I want to say, Expedition, actually, which is this character, I believe. Oh, I'm sorry, maybe 1 league ago. 2 leagues ago? 2 leagues ago. I think that was for a test project. Yeah. Anyway, memory's a bit fuzzy on it. But regardless, it's been at least 2 to 3 seasons. And more so I want to do it again just to essentially give another crack at it, have a different playstyle. I've been a big advocate of strength stacking on Juggernaut, and so I have not played a non-strength stacker on Jug. That would be something to kind of fun to look at. And kind of do an expedition style where I'm like stacking critical, strikes, things like that. Because although I really enjoyed that playstyle, I didn't really play it enough in expedition just because the league was okay for me. And so this upcoming one looks great, and so that'd be something to kind of fun to play into. But then also too, if I need to transition out, play something else, then that's totally fine, because there's a lot of different builds. Again, as I said before, with the skill trees, passive Crucible skill trees, so we'll figure something out there. Again, very loose plans. But yeah, that's kind of the goal. Just kind of more of an update video and such like that. And now basically going to go into, currency stuff and just kind of general thoughts about, starting and such. Anyway, very lax. Alright, so we're going to be going over some of the potential strategies you could do on League Start. I think if you're an advanced player, you could probably skip this in my advanced, like you've already got a strategy planned out, whatever, right? But today I'm going to be talking about some of the things that you could do on League Start that aren't really focused upon at all. Because I see so much content rolling around like, oh, you need to do, expedition, or, or else, like you're not going to make any money or something like that. And it's like, sure, expedition's great, but it's just a strategy like any other. And, a lot of the times, that's the thing, is that, it is more valuable that I've found to do the thing I actually want to do, because I end up essentially making plenty of money off of it because I'm still focusing on something. Let's use an example. So, like, I see no one, like, in any of these videos that, like, talk about beasts, right? Or heist, for example, right? Like, getting these contracts and things like that, and that's why I've highlighted it kind of as a reminder. Like, like, heist takes, like, 2 seconds to, like, open, like, a smuggler's cache, and you can stack a ton of heist passives. Doesn't slow you down at all. Mapping, you just go up, boop, click it, done. And you can get things like fully revealed blueprints. I have wandering path on. Let me take that off, and it's a standard test tree or whatever, just for mapping. So ignore what we got going. But example. Oh, blueprints fully revealed. Boom. There you go. I think fully revealed blueprints are like a divine or something like that. Bam. There's some good juice there. You can get the high value target stuff, proccing precious targets. You can choose what kind of, contracts you want to draw more often. There's a lot of different stuff, right? Same goes for beasts. Beasts, you're killing yellow beasts. Yellow beasts are like a couple C a piece or something like that. Then you have the red beasts, which are, obviously tens of C, and then eventually get up to, high C values, and then divines in some cases, right? And like no one talks about it because they're like, oh, again, like you gotta do this and gotta do that. It's like, do what you want to do. I can promise you that's the thing is, there's plenty, there's plenty of opportunity for whatever strategy you want to do. I've found so many times when trading, where I'll be training with someone in the early of the league or something like that. Or I should even say, yeah, honestly, early league. And I'll be like, hey, I'll just ask them offhand, like, what are you doing? Or something like that, right? And it's sometimes like, you know, if I have like a lucky drop, right? They'll be like buying it off me. I'm like, hey, I'll ask them quickly, you know, what are you doing for money? And they'll say something new every single time. Like, oh, I'm doing this, oh, I'm doing that. So it really is quite diverse. And the thing is, it's kind of about like finding what you want to do and stick to it. So again, if you're going to go into beasts or something like that, which I might do this season, like off the bat, just stick to it, spec some beast passives and go for it. That's definitely a great option. You know, can earn you a good amount of coin early on. And, you know, I'm just chucking that out there as an option just because I don't see any other content talking about that. And again, this is just one, right? Like apply that same logic to anything on the tree. Just pick something, choose it, pick it up. So that's kind of the goal there, at least for what I'm doing. And regarding, you know, the league mechanic as well, like we don't really have much info on it, right? Like, yeah, sure, the mechanics have been explained, but obviously we haven't had gameplay experience with it. And so kind of going back to like, you know, why I'm choosing essentially like a jug, like in particular, and again, this is like a standard tree and old character. I think this is back from like Expedition or something like that, but I had it lying around. Is I'm going to build it completely differently this time around, but the thing is that like the key, what I'm kind of looking for is that although I'm not gaining really damage, like again, Juggernaut just isn't like much of a damage ascendancy, right? It's much more a tank ascendancy, right? The thing is that like I personally don't need to be zooming at like, you know, 300% movement speed or something crazy, you know, like if you're on this side of the tree, like a Deadeye or a Pathfinder on League Star, although it's fun. And likewise as well, like I don't necessarily need like insane coverage, you know, being like, I don't know, like a lightning arrow or something like that. Or, you know, like I did last league as well, like I started like a nice Trap Saboteur, you know, great single target. It was great for bossing, but I kind of mixed things up a bit. And so this is a build I've played before, but I definitely want to rebuild it, you know, look at it through a different lens because I've learned a lot about the game, etc. since then. So definitely want to go from there, give it another shot, kind of refine it a bit, and then, you know, eventually transition to something else. Really want to experiment with some new builds this league, and I'll be updating my old ones as well because I'm still getting some messages from people saying like, hey, you know, how do you build this, or etc. So I will definitely be doing that. So yeah, that's kind of my overall plans, but just wanted to share some thoughts on that for League Start. Not sure if I'll release another video or not for League Start, but then I'll start releasing videos like as the league, you know, gets going, etc. But yeah, again, I can emphasize enough, just choose the strategy you want to do. You know, again, I jump around all the time. You should do the same, and you know, go from there. So anyway, that's all I got for today. Catch you all, well, probably at League Start. If before then, cool. But again, that's the idea. So have a good one. Good luck. Good luck.